Goka, a small village in Africa, was full of life. You could hear laughter, smell yummy yams cooking, and feel the beat of the drums. The village was a vibrant tapestry of colors, sounds, and smells, each thread woven with care and tradition. The marketplace was the heart of Goka, where people gathered not just to trade goods, but to share stories, laughter, and a sense of community. The air was always filled with the aroma of delicious food being prepared, and the rhythmic sounds of drums echoed through the streets, creating a symphony that was uniquely Goka. The drums were more than just instruments. They were the heartbeat of the village. Each beat told a story. Each rhythm carried a piece of history. The drummers, with their skilled hands, could make the drums sing, laugh, and even cry. The sound of the drums was a call to gather, to celebrate, and to remember. It was a sound that brought people together, binding them in a shared experience that transcended words. It was a village where traditions were important, like the river that flowed nearby. The river was a lifeline, providing water for the crops and a place for the children to play. It was also a symbol of the continuity of life, always moving forward, always changing, yet always the same. The people of Goka respected the river, just as they respected their traditions. They knew that both were essential to their way of life. These traditions were passed down from parents to children, like special gifts. Each generation added their own touch, but the core remained the same. The elders were the keepers of these traditions, and they took their role seriously. They taught the children the stories, the songs, and the dances that had been handed down through the ages. They knew that these traditions were the glue that held the community together, giving them a sense of identity and belonging. The most special tradition in Goka was drum making. It was an art that required skill, patience, and a deep understanding of the materials. The drum makers were highly respected, for they created the instruments that carried the village's heartbeat. Each drum was unique, crafted with love and care. The process was a labor of love, from selecting the right wood to stretching the animal's skin over the frame. It was a tradition that was as old as the village itself, and it was cherished by all. Everyone loved and respected this art. The drums were more than just musical instruments. They were a symbol of the village's spirit. They were used in celebrations, in rituals, and in everyday life. The sound of the drums was a constant presence, a reminder of the village's rich cultural heritage. The people of Goka took pride in their drums, and they celebrated the drum makers who kept this tradition alive. Amma, a young girl with bright eyes, was the daughter of the best drum maker in Goka. She had inherited her father's love for the drums, and she spent every moment she could in his workshop. Her father's hands seemed to make music magically appear from wood and animal skin. She watched in awe as he worked, his hands moving with a grace and precision that came from years of practice. Her father's hands seemed to make music magically appear from wood and animal skin. He would often let her help, guiding her small hands as she learned the craft. She loved the feel of the wood, the smell of the sawdust, and the sound of the drum as it took shape. It was a magical process, and she felt privileged to be a part of it. Everyone knew how good he was. His drums were sought after, not just in Goka, but in the surrounding villages as well. People would come from far and wide to buy his drums, and they would leave with a piece of Goka's spirit. His reputation was well-deserved, for his drums were truly works of art. They were not just instruments. They were a testament to his skill and dedication. Amma loved being near her father in his workshop, where it smelled like sawdust and exciting things were always happening. She loved the way the light filtered through the windows, casting a warm glow on the tools and the drums. She loved the sound of the tools, the rhythmic tapping and scraping that was like music to her ears. It was a place of creativity and magic, and she felt at home there. Even when she was little, Amma loved the drums. She would sit for hours watching her father work, her small fingers tapping out rhythms on the floor. She loved the way the drums sounded, the way they seemed to speak to her. She knew that one day she would make drums just like her father. Her small fingers would tap on them, making little sounds, like the beginning of a song. She loved the way the drums felt under her fingers, the way they seemed to come alive with her touch. She would close her eyes and imagine the songs she would play, the rhythms she would create. It was a dream that she held close to her heart. Her father smiled when he saw her do this. He knew that she had inherited his love for the drums, and he was proud of her. He would often sit with her, teaching her the rhythms and the techniques that he had learned from his father. It was a bond that they shared, a connection that went beyond words. He knew she loved drums, just like him. He could see the same passion in her eyes, the same joy in her smile. He knew that she would carry on the tradition, that she would become a great drum maker in her own right. It was a legacy that he was proud to pass on. Amma's life was full of fun things. She loved playing in the busy marketplace, where there was always something new to see and do. She loved listening to the stories that the elders told, stories that were full of wisdom and adventure. She loved the sense of community, the feeling of being part of something bigger than herself. She played in the busy marketplace and listened to stories under the moon. The marketplace was a place of wonder, with its colorful fabrics, its delicious smells, and its lively sounds. It was a place where she could run and play, where she could meet her friends and make new ones. It was a place where she felt free and happy. The older people told these stories, and they were full of wisdom. They were stories of the past, of the ancestors who had come before. They were stories of bravery, of love, and of the lessons that had been learned. Amma loved these stories, for they connected her to her heritage, to the rich tapestry of her culture. They were a source of inspiration, a reminder of who she was and where she came from. One day, Amma heard a special tune that only she could hear. It was a melody unlike any other, a soft, enchanting sound that seemed to call out to her from the depths of the forest. Amma had always been attuned to the sounds of nature, but this was different. It was as if the river itself was singing a song meant just for her ears. She closed her eyes and let the music wash over her, feeling a deep connection to the world around her. She followed the sound and walked to the river. Each step she took seemed to bring the melody closer, making it clearer and more distinct. The villagers watched her with curiosity, wondering what had captured the young girl's attention so completely. Amma's heart raced with excitement and anticipation as she neared the source of the music. The river flowed through the village like a shiny ribbon. Its waters sparkled under the sun, reflecting the vibrant colors of the surrounding landscape. The river was the lifeblood of the village, providing water for drinking, cooking, and washing. It was also a place of gathering where stories were shared and bonds were strengthened. Amma had always loved the river, but today it seemed even more magical. As she sat by the water, the river seemed to whisper secrets to her. The gentle ripples created a soothing rhythm, and Amma felt a sense of peace wash over her. She listened intently, trying to decipher the messages hidden within the flowing water. It was as if the river was telling her stories of ancient times, of the people who had lived and loved along its banks. Without even thinking, Amma started to play her drum. The rhythm came naturally to her, as if her hands knew exactly what to do. She tapped out a beat that matched the flow of the river, creating a harmonious blend of sound. The drum was a gift from her grandmother, who had taught her the importance of music and its power to connect people to the earth. The music she made was different from anything she'd played before. It was as if the river itself was guiding her hands, helping her create a melody that resonated with the natural world. Amma felt a deep sense of wonder and awe as she played, realizing that she was part of something much larger than herself. It sounded like the river, the earth, and the wind all singing together. The music was a symphony of nature, a beautiful blend of sounds that seemed to come from the very heart of the world. Amma felt a deep connection to the elements around her, as if she was in perfect harmony with the universe. As Amma played, something amazing happened. The air around her seemed to shimmer with energy, and the world came alive with vibrant colors and sounds. It was as if the music had awakened a hidden magic within the landscape, bringing everything to life in a way that Amma had never experienced before. The leaves on the trees danced to her music. They swayed and twirled in perfect time with the rhythm of her drum, creating a mesmerizing display of movement. Amma watched in amazement as the trees seemed to come alive, their branches reaching out to embrace the melody. Animals that were usually scared of people came closer to listen. Birds perched on nearby branches, their heads tilted in curiosity. Small mammals emerged from their hiding places, drawn to the enchanting music. Amma felt a sense of joy and fulfillment, knowing that her music had the power to bring all living creatures together. When Amma stopped playing, the sun was going down. The sky was painted with hues of orange and purple, casting a warm glow over the landscape. Amma felt a sense of contentment and peace, knowing that she had experienced something truly special. The sky was orange and purple. It was a breathtaking sight, a perfect ending to a magical day. Amma watched as the colors slowly faded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the experience she had just had. The world felt new and exciting. Amma felt a renewed sense of wonder and curiosity, eager to explore the mysteries of the natural world. She knew that the river had given her a gift, a deeper understanding of the connection between all living things. The music from the river had changed something inside her. Amma felt a sense of purpose and belonging, knowing that she was part of a larger story. She promised herself that she would always listen to the rhythm of the river and let its music guide her on her journey through life. The next day, a new person came to Goka. The village was alive with the sounds of daily life, children playing, women chatting as they sold their wares, and the rhythmic beats of drums echoing through the air. This new arrival was not just any visitor. He was Kofi, a renowned traveling storyteller whose tales were known far and wide. His name was Kofi, and he was a traveling storyteller. With a gentle smile and a twinkle in his eye, Kofi carried with him a staff adorned with intricate carvings, each symbol representing a story he had told. He had journeyed through many lands, collecting stories like precious gems, each one more enchanting than the last. He had lots of stories from different places. From the bustling cities to the quietest villages, Kofi's stories were a tapestry of human experience, woven with threads of joy, sorrow, love, and adventure. His collection of scrolls and storybooks was a testament to his life's work, each page filled with the wisdom of generations. Everyone in the village wanted to hear his stories. As word of his arrival spread, the villagers gathered eagerly around him, their faces alight with anticipation. Young and old, they sat together under the shade of the baobab tree, ready to be transported to far-off lands through Kofi's words. Kofi heard Amma's drumming and wanted to meet her. The sound of her drums was unlike anything he had ever heard before. It was as if the rhythm spoke to him, calling him towards the river where Amma played. Intrigued, he followed the sound, eager to meet the person behind such captivating music. He sat with her by the river and listened to her play. The river's gentle flow provided a soothing backdrop to Amma's drumming. Kofi watched her with admiration, noting the passion and skill in her every beat. He could see that she was not just playing the drums, she was communicating something profound through her music. He knew she was special, just like him. Kofi became Amma's teacher. He saw in her the same spark that had driven him to become a storyteller. He decided to take her under his wing, to teach her not just about drumming, but about the deeper power of stories and music. He taught her about the power of stories and how they could make people feel happy and hopeful. Kofi shared with Amma the secrets of his craft, explaining how stories could heal, inspire, and bring people together. He showed her how to weave her drumming into these tales, creating a powerful blend of rhythm and narrative. He knew Amma's drumming was very special. He could see that her talent was not just in her hands, but in her heart. Her music had a unique quality that resonated deeply with those who heard it. Kofi encouraged her to embrace this gift and to use it to touch the lives of others. He told her old stories about people who could control the weather. These were tales of ancient times, of people who could summon rain with a song or calm storms with a melody. Kofi explained that while these stories were fantastical, they held truths about the power of music and its connection to the natural world, and make sick people better with music. He shared stories of healers who used music to cure ailments, to soothe troubled minds, and to bring peace to the soul. Kofi wanted Amma to understand that her drumming could be more than just entertainment. It could be a source of healing and hope. He told Amma to keep drumming and to listen to the special messages in her music. He encouraged her to pay attention to the feelings and images that her music evoked, to listen to the stories that her rhythms were telling. Kofi believed that by doing so, Amma would discover her true potential as a musician and storyteller. Amma felt excited after talking to Kofi. His words filled her with a sense of purpose and possibility. She realized that her drumming was not just a hobby, but a powerful tool that she could use to make a difference in the world. She realized her drumming wasn't just sounds, it was a powerful way to communicate. Amma began to see her music in a new light. Each beat of her drum was a message, a story waiting to be told. She understood that through her drumming, she could connect with people on a deeper level, sharing emotions and experiences that words alone could not convey. Kofi helped her understand how important her music was and how it could help other people. He showed her that her drumming had the power to bring joy, to heal, and to inspire. With Kofi's guidance, Amma embraced her role as a musician and storyteller, ready to share her gift with the world.